Okay, reacting to every single one of Israel Adesanya's MMA knockouts. Okay, so this is very, very early on in his MMA career. This is still when he was a kickboxer. He was simultaneously doing MMA and kickboxing. That's his first win. You can see he's a lot more raw at this point. He's a much more improved fighter currently than he was here as far as mixed martial arts is concerned. But he had his opponent pinned to the ground. He unleashed with vicious ground and pound, his opponent here being James Griffith. And once he had him curled up in this position, it was all over, and that knee was the last blow before it was called off. Yeah, a little bit wild, but showing his full repertoire of kicks. He is truly the style bender, shows a variety of different styles and techniques in every single one of his fights. Just shows how far he has come. Look at the crowds he was performing in front of maybe 100 people. Today he performs in front of tens of thousands. Yeah, he had his opponent pinned to the ground, unleashing with punches and a few elbows. The ref might as well should have stopped the fight already, but he allowed his opponent all the opportunities to come back, but there was no answer for that. This is 2015. I love the ring. It's very, how can I say, Pride-esque. Back in the Pride days, they fought in a kickboxing/boxing type of ring. Also 2015, love the ring. Oh, do you see the question mark kick? He aimed towards the body and then lifted the leg to hit in the head. Oh wow, brutal whilst he's on the ground. It's a very legal shot. You're allowed to kick your opponent on the ground as long as it's not a head strike. Not sure what happened there, but the opponent is pulling guard and Israel is unleashing with elbows. Only a matter of time before it's called off, and there is the TKO victory. At this point, he's looking a lot more cultured in the ring. You can see he's a lot more comfortable in the MMA format at this point of his career. This is 4 years after his debut. Very precise with his punches, not unleashing unnecessarily, just timing them. Gets the TKO victory. This is still well before his UFC debut. He catches his opponent, drops him, and then goes in for the kill. Here he unleashes, and once the opponent gives up his back, you know it's all over. The referee might as well stop it at this point. And there he does it. What a good counter shot. And at this point, there's nothing the opponent can do. So this is in the Australian Fighting Championship. So this is soon before he made his debut in the UFC. This might have been the fight before, maybe the penultimate fight before he got signed by the UFC. This is against Gillard, I think. So Gillard is also a former UFC fighter, very exciting fighter, but no match for the up-and-coming Israel Adesanya. Again, at this point, the ref might as well stop the fight, and he does. Round 1. Okay, so still another fight before he gets signed by the UFC. Oh my goodness. See, a perfectly executed question mark kick goes towards the body, and as the opponent covers up the midsection, that's when he goes up top and performs the question mark head kick. Unbelievable technique. Interesting. Okay, so this was against Rob Wilkinson. Many people will recognize Rob Wilkinson as the current PFL light heavyweight champion. So despite his last year, he was able to rebound and come back in his career and find a large amount of success in the PFL. But yeah, just no match for the supreme striking of Israel Adesanya. He's showing a lot of heart and determination to try and stay in the fight. But yeah, even trying to counter with some shots of his own despite evidently being quite hurt. But just unbelievable precise striking by Israel Adesanya. Gets the drop by performing the body shot. I think it was the body shot that finally did it. And as he drops, the referee calls it a night for Rob Wilkinson, and this might have been his first finish within the UFC. Excellent performance to mark his arrival to the mainstream audience. Yeah, against Derek Brunson, this was definitely the performance that shot him to stardom, I guess you can say. Derek Brunson, very well-respected fighter within the middleweight division, constantly within the top 5, top 10 of the rankings. So Israel getting this finish really established himself as a contender within the UFC middleweight division. Again, Derek really trying hard to stay in it, but the precise striking, of Adesanya just getting the job done. An immaculate performance by Adesanya. Derek Brunson really having no answers for the freestyle bender. And this was definitely a test for Adesanya, because we all know the wrestling repertoire of Derek Brunson. Many people thought this might be quite a difficult task for Adesanya, but he made it look pretty easy. And yes, this is obviously in the middleweight unification belt. And man, he just caught him with an unbelievable counter left hook. Immense power in such a short swing. It's not about how hard you throw the punch, it's about the timing. Hits him with the right, and this is the one. Chins him with that left whilst leaning backwards. So he didn't even have his full forward momentum in the shot, but the timing was just impeccable. There again, you see the right hook, and then catches him with the left, which puts him out. The follow-up shots caused the ref to call it quits, and this is his final finish within the UFC. A similar finish to the Robert Whittaker fight. Paulo Costa comes rushing in, and Israel catches him with the counter shot. Well, folks, those are all of Israel Adesanya's finishes within MMA, all knockouts. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoy the fight this weekend. Will Israel Adesanya regain his title against Alex Pereira? I guess we'll find out. But folks, until next time, I hope you have a good one. I see you when I see you. Cheers.